Okay guys, so today we're going to be creating a daisy granny square. We're going to start this granny square by creating a magic circle. We're just going to go under, grab that other side of the X, turn over, then we're going to reach in and grab our working yarn, pull that through the little loop. There we go. You can also do a chain circle if you don't know how to do a magic circle. There's lots of tutorials on that as well. Once we have our magic circle, we're going to chain 2. And then from there on out, we want to do double crochets into the circle. So there's 1 double crochet, and we're going to keep doing it until we get to 12. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. 8, 9, 10, and then I'm just gonna show you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're at 10. We're going to do 11, and then we're going to do 12. So your chain does not count as a double crochet. Then we're just going to squeeze that non-working yarn, kind of the loose end there, and close the magic circle. And it should look like this. Make sure it's nice and tight. Should look like this, and then we're gonna actually try to find that chain 2 from the beginning of creating our magic circle. We're gonna try to find that, and we're gonna dig into that chain. It should be your first kind of double crochet, and then in between that chain and that first double crochet, you're gonna pull a slip knot. And so just pull through 1, pull through 2, and there's your slip knot. Now I like to pull through 1 more time and then tie it nice and tight, and then we'll snip that and get ready for the next step. Okay, so once you have, pulled that slip knot through, we're just gonna make a bit of a knot. So I just pull mine through 1 more time, and then instead of just tying a knot, I will slide the loose end through this loop twice and pull tight, and it kind of creates a more secure lock, if you will. Just tie that tight. There we go. Then we can take our scissors and just snip the excess off of that little circle. So that's the beginning of our daisy. It has 12 double crochets plus 1 chain 2 in it. Now we're gonna grab whatever the second color yarn you would like to use is. This will be what creates the petals. I like to make a little bit of a U with my yarn and then pull the needle through, and I actually take the yarn and I chain with it, both ends, the working yarn and the dead end, because that just makes it a little bit more secure. Then I just tuck that dead end to the side, and I will, crochet over it in the future. So we'll start with chain 2, chain 3. Now we're gonna do what's called a treble crochet. You can always look it up if you don't know yet. Wrap it over twice into that space, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then we're gonna leave it at that. This first petal, we want to have 3 loops at the top before we pull through all of the loops at the top. So this next one here, we're gonna pull through 3, but on all of the other petals after this one, we're actually gonna have 4 loops on our needle before we pull through, just for reference. So that is one petal. We have chained twice. Now we're going to do 3 treble crochets into that next open space. So you're gonna have 12 petals in total. So this is our second petal. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and keep it at the top. So this next set of petals, the next 11 petals, we're looking for 4 loops on our needle before we pull through. So that'll be 2, 2, and now we have 3 loops on the top. 1 more treble crochet. 2, 2, now we have 4 at the top. So that's when we pull through all of them. And we're gonna chain 2. See how we're tucking that tail, or kind of weaving it into our petal? We're kind of just treble crocheting on top of it. So same exact thing around the whole circle. We're gonna do 3 treble crochets into the space, and you're gonna have 4 loops on your needle before you pull through all 4, and then chain 2. So 2, 2, leave the 3 at the top, treble crochet, 2, 2, now we have 4 at the top, pull all the way through, and we're going to chain 2. Now into the next space, we're going to double over, treble crochet 3 times, there's 2, there's 2, and now we have 2 loops at the top, treble crochet, now we have 3 loops at the top, treble crochet, now we have 4, pull through, and chain 2. So I'm kind of just whipping through these petals. You always want to have 4 loops on your needle before you pull through all 4. Then after you pull through all 4 loops, you want to chain twice, and then treble crochet 3 more into the next space. When you're done, you're gonna have, like I said before, 12 petals, so 12 blue petals, and each petal should be made up of 3 double crochets. So right there, I messed up, and in the future I will be going back, and I realize, I think right about now that I have messed up. 1, 2, 3, yep, I realize I have messed up, so gotta take that back out and redo it. Okay, so now we are on our last petal. So we are going to do 3 treble crochets. We'll get 4 loops onto that hook, and then we'll pull through all 4. That's 3. There's 4. We're going to chain 2 like we always do. And then we're going to slip knot through that chain and double crochet we started with. That's the chain that we built this off of. We're going to go through there and slip knot, pull through 1, pull through 2. And like I said with the yellow, I like to pull through 1 more time and get it nice and tight. And here's when we'll come in with our scissors, and we're going to do the exact same process, which is kind of a double loop knot, I like to call it. Pull through the dead end once, pull through the dead end again, and then pull it tight. And cut off the excess. And that is our petals. It doesn't look like petals right now. Those little pieces at the end we'll weave through. That's our dead end there. But yeah, this is our petals in our middle. Now we're gonna go on to grabbing our outside border color. You can choose whatever you'd like for this. And now we're gonna start with the U-shaped loop. And we're gonna pull that through the blue again. And I remember I like to keep my holes very visible. This hole here will be our first corner. So we're going to chain 4 up. I like to keep my dead end kind of tucked there to the side, and we'll treble crochet over it. We're gonna start with basically 3 treble crochets into this corner, but our chain is going to count as the first treble crochet. So treble crochet, we pull through 2, pull through 2, then this time we're going to pull through the very end and finish that off, and treble crochet again. We used to leave the loops on the needle till the very end and pull through, but with this we're going to pull through. So 2, 2, and then pull through. There we go. So that's our first half of the first corner. Now we're gonna skip to our next hole in between petals, and we're actually gonna do 3 double crochets, still holding that dead end there so we can hide it away. So there's a double crochet. We're gonna do 2 more double crochets into that hole there, hiding our end as we go. There's our 3 double crochets. Now we're gonna skip in between the next petal space, and we're gonna do 3 more double crochets. So this will be the first side of our granny square. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets into that space. Now we're approaching our next corner. So we're gonna be doing treble crochets. 3 treble crochets into this second corner that we're working on here. And remember, we're finishing each treble crochet at the top. So 2 loops, pull through. We used to leave them open and pull them all through at once, but this time we are finishing our treble crochets off. Now, because it's a corner, we're gonna chain 2 to give it that extra roundness, and treble crochet 3 more into that same space. So that is now 6 treble crochets and a chain in between 3 of them. And we're finishing each treble crochet. There's one more to go. And that is our last treble crochet. Okay, now we have a corner. And that chain is what gives it that roundness. That 2 chain right there. 1, 2, 3, 2 chain, 1, 2, 3. Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna double crochet in between those petals 3 times. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet into that hole. And now we're gonna go into the next space and we're gonna do 3 more double crochets. And this is our second side of our granny square that we're completing. And now it's just repeating this. Rinse and repeat. So we've got our corner, 2 sets of double crochets there. And now we're working on another corner. So 3 treble crochets, into the first half of the corner, finishing each treble crochet as we go. One more. And now, because we're working directly on that corner, we are going to chain 2. 1, 2. And now 3 more double crochets into that third corner. Finish it off. There's 2 treble crochet. Finish that off. And last treble crochet. Pull through. And now we're working on our third side with 3 double crochets again. There's 1 double crochet, there's 2 double crochet, there's 3 double crochet. And now we're going to move on to doing 3 more double crochets into that next space. My yarn always gets held up there. 3 more into that space. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Now we're on a corner again. So it's treble crochet 3 times. There's 2. There's 3. And now we are directly on a corner. So chain 2. And now 3 more into that exact same space. There's 2. And there's 3. And now you know what to do next. We are done that corner now. We are going to do 3 double crochets into those next 2 spaces. There's 1 double crochet, there's 2 double crochet, there's 3 double crochet, now we're going to hop to the next there. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Now we're back to that first corner that we finished half of at the beginning. What do we need to do? We need to do 3 finished treble crochets, and in between those 3 treble crochets we're going to chain 2. So there is 1 treble crochet. I messed up, so I started again. There's 2 treble crochets, there's 3 treble crochets, and we're going to chain 2. And then just like the yellow, just like the blue, we're looking for that chain that we started our whole square with. Here we go. Slip knot, and then pull through that one more time. And then we're gonna cut that bad boy and we are done. I really find the daisy granny square to be quite good for beginners. It really just could be the magic circle that kind of gets everyone, but everything else is pretty straightforward. You also should weave your tail here into your work a few times to get rid of it. I like to go kind of in and out. Sometimes I come around through the middle and pull the whole string through, but yeah, just weaving that in and out to finish things up will make it nice and even. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys when I am back with another crochet video in the future.